All right. August the 19th, 2014. It's approximately 1401. I, the philosopher, have been king over Israel and Jerusalem. I determined that I would examine and study all things that are done in this world. God has laid a miserable fate upon us. I have seen everything done in this world, and I tell you, it is all useless. It is like chasing the wind. You can't straighten out what is crooked. You can't count things that aren't there. I told myself I have become a great man, far wiser than anyone who ruled Jerusalem before me. I know that wisdom and knowledge, I know what wisdom and knowledge really are. I was determined to learn the difference between knowledge and foolishness, wisdom and madness. But I found out that I might as well be chasing the wind. The wiser you are, the more worries you have. The more you know, the more it hurts. I decided to enjoy myself and find out what happiness is. But I found that this is useless. I discovered that laughter is foolish, that pleasure does you no good. Driven on by my desire for wisdom, I decided to cheer myself up with wine and have a good time. I thought this might be the best way people can spend their short lives on earth. I accomplished great things. I built myself houses and planted vineyards. I planted gardens and orchards with all kinds of fruit trees in them. I dug ponds to irrigate them. I bought many slaves, and there were slaves born in my household. I owned more livestock than anyone else who had ever lived in Jerusalem. I also piled up silver and gold from the royal treasuries of the lands I ruled. Men and women sang and entertained me, and I had all the women a man could desire. Yes, I was great, greater than anyone else who had ever lived in Jerusalem, and my wisdom never failed me. Anything I wanted, I got. I did not deny myself any pleasure. I was proud of everything I had worked for, and all this was my reward. Then I thought about all that I had done and how hard I had worked doing it. And I realized that it didn't mean a thing. It was like chasing the wind, of no use to all. After all, a king can only do what previous kings have done. So I started thinking about what it meant to be wise or reckless or foolish. Oh, I know. Wisdom is better than foolishness, just as light is better than darkness. The wise can see where they are going, and fools cannot. But I also know that the same fate is waiting for all of us. I thought to myself, what happens to fools is going to happen to me too. So what I gained from being so wise is nothing. I answered, not a thing. No one remembers the wise, and no one remembers the fools. In days to come, we will all be forgotten. We will all die, wise and foolish alike. So life came to mean nothing to me, because everything in it had brought me nothing but trouble. It had all been useless. I had been chasing the wind. Nothing I had worked for and earned meant a thing to me, because I knew that I would have to leave it to my successor, and might be wise or he might be foolish. Who knows? Yet he will own everything I have worked for, everything my wisdom had earned for me in this world. It is all useless. So I came to regret that I had worked so hard. In this passage, it was very powerful for me. It's not that people should not be productive and should not be aggressive or have wants or desires. But how hard should you try? I mean, what sacrifices are you going to make when the end is always going to be the same? I'm 54 years old, 50 something, whatever. And since the 1960s, I have lived my life. I have done a whole bunch of things. Schools, high school, college, military, traveled, seen everything. And as of 2014, when I really look at it, nothing has changed. But a lot of people are dead. A lot of lives have been destroyed. A lot of people are suffering. And it's all in the effort of people such as the son of David, the philosopher, who was the greatest king behind his father. And even he realized it was like chasing the wind. My blessings and honor goes out to all who were listening.